Hi David, this is Kate, and here is the video that I promised you to show you how exactly we go about uploading the 19 cents profiles to the NCSA website. And I'm going to walk you through all the steps. First of all, here we have the email that I received from you. And what I do when I receive these emails is I go ahead and I put them in the appropriate folder for that particular week. So here we're going to see dropping it in the Claire Jarvis folder. This way I can always go back and find the emails and the information later. You sent me this time the instructions from Claire. In the future, I'm hoping that what you can do is compile this editing for me so that I don't have to do that. We can each edit our own profiles and then I can just upload them. That will help distribute the work amongst yourself and myself more equitably. But this time you went ahead and sent me the rough files, and I'll just show you what I do with them. First of all, I guess it goes without saying, you open them up and you look at them and read through to see whether or not there are any typos or anything that needs to be changed. And basically all you do now is copy the text, and then we're going to paste it into the format here on the NCSA website. So when I log in here, you'll see me put in my information. There we go. I'll sign in. When I sign in, I see a different interface than you do. So I see my name, which you should see your name as well. And then, the logout, which shows I'm in it. But I also see here where I can edit pages. And then there's also some more fancy options up here on how we can play around with the website, with what it looks like and what it's capable of doing. Now, what I'm going to do is go to the actual news page. And once we go to the news page, here we go, you'll see that I have the option to add an article, which is what I'm going to do now. And each time you add a new profile, it's a pretty simple protocol that we follow. The title is always the profilee's name, which in this case is Claire Jarvis. And the subtitle is always 19 cents. And then we click that we want to add it to the category of the 19 cents blog. And then first I always skip over the summary here. I'll go back and fill that in later. And I paste in all the text here in the text box. Now you'll notice that there's a pretty standard format here where we have the toolbar ribbon up here that gives you links to capabilities that are very similar to what we see in Word. And if you just hover over these, it tells you what they do. We have the spell checker, we've got the find and replace, paste options, etc., etc. And if you go through these, you'll learn pretty easily how to use it. If you have any questions about these in the future when you do gain access, currently there are only 4 people who have access to the website. Myself, Maura, Lucy, and Susan, the incoming president. And so it's going to take a while before we agree to open up to a 5th person. But that shall happen in time, if you so desire. You'll be able to do this as well. So you just go through and edit it. And you'll also note that here you can see it. You can look at the web layout either in design, where it looks like how it'll look on online, or you can look in HTML. And sometimes we do have to go through here in HTML and make sure that the code that's running behind the scene actually is saying what we want it to say, because sometimes the design will look really funky. And the only way to fix it is to go into the HTML and figure that out. So, but most of the time I do work in this view. Okay, so the way that we format these questions, we do not have them numbered. So I have to go through and take out the numbering and then add the bold. And again, just like in Word, you just select the bold option and go down and do that for each question. I'm going to go ahead and hit pause here so you don't have to watch me do all of this particular boring work. And I'll come back and show you what we do with the image and the author's or the profilee's bio. Okay, so I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so now I'm ready to add her bio, and as she requested, I went to her webpage. This is a little unusual because people usually do us the generous thing and rewrite their bios for us, because I'm going to have to go through here and edit this, because you can see she's using pronouns, the first person pronoun, instead of the third, which is what we use for these bios. So I have copied the information and just go over here to the page and paste it in. And now I'm going to have to read through this and edit it down because it's a little bit long. And also, again, I have to change the pronouns and also change the title of her book, which she asked us to do for her as well. So I'm going to put you on pause again while I do that work, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm back now. I went through, made the changes, changed, pronouns to her name and the verb tenses, and also edited down the bio and double checked her title of her work. So now what we're ready to do is to copy her bio and then the first couple of lines of her first question. We do this after it's been proofread in order to add like a teaser summary that goes up here in this box. You can see this says summary and down here it says content. So here just paste in the teaser summary, and you'll notice that I chose to end the section on the word humiliating. Hopefully that will lure people in from the front page of the website to reading the actual article, because those clicks are important. And that's why I always add click here to read more at the bottom. And we will add the link here once we get the page up and running. And this always goes in bold. Okay. Let's see. Next, we're going to add her picture. Now, the picture that she sent, and this is pretty typical, is enormous. So I opened it up here and then opened it in Paint, which you can't really see, but trust me, I'm opening this in Paint instead of Windows Photo Viewer, so we can actually change it. And you can see here that the size of the picture is so huge that we can only see like the upper corner. So I'm going to resize it. Pretty simple. Here, I'll move this up so you can see it. There's an option in Paint where you can hit resize and it'll automatically adjust the percentages properly. I'm choosing to look at pixels instead of percentage because I want to know how big it is. Typically, I downsize it to about 500 pixels horizontally from left to right, and then it'll calculate the vertical measurements, which end up being 469 pixels. And I hit OK. This brings the size way down, which is important because obviously we don't want to be bogging down the memory on our server with too much stuff. So then what I'm going to do is save this, and I always save the pictures to this folder that I have for the 19 Cents blog. And I create a folder for each person we profile. We've only done 2 this year, and save it here in the Claire Jarvis folder, which you can see I've already done this work, and I'm just redoing it for your benefit. So I'm going to close this down now. close down this as well. I'll minimize my email and come in here, and it's really easy to add images to the website. All you do is you put your cursor where you want it to go, and you come up here and it says Insert Media. And we choose Image Manager. Come into the Image Manager, wait for it to load, and basically we're just going to upload the file and then insert it into the document. This seems to be taking a minute, so I'm going to hit pause again while it loads. Okay, so now you'll see what this looks like. And here are all the images that we use on the website. We have a 19 cents folder. So open that up, and here are the image files, headshots for each one of the profiles that I've done over the last several years. And, oops, sorry, let me get this back up here. Just going to upload Jarvis's. Going to browse to it. Let's see here. And this one is the original one that was huge. Don't want that anymore. Let's delete that because it's so big. We just don't want to bog down our computers with that. And then I'm just going to click upload. So now it's here to choose from. And just have to go down to Jarvis, pick it, and oops, I'll drag this up so you can see. I've chosen that image. I'm going to hit insert. And then it gets inserted into the page. Now, you'll see that the text is not wrapping around. So we hit properties, right click and hit properties. And I want to make sure that the text you choose left margins. I also always downsize the image again to 300 pixels. I make it 500 in the original file and then bring it down to 300 just so that if anyone clicks on it to enlarge it, that they still have a nice size image. But 300 makes it more pleasing visually in the layout. Then on the right side, we want to put 10 pixels on that right side and also 10 pixels on the bottom. In order so there's a little bit of white space around it. You'll see it here. And now you see that her image is a nice size, the text is wrapping on the right, and we have a little bit of a border on the left and on the bottom that keeps the text from crowding in on the image. We have to go through the same steps again down here. Okay, so I'm back now. It was really weird. My computer froze, but we're back going again. I went ahead and put the image in a second time down here in the regular text, so you'll see that her image is there, and the text will be displayed on the page as well as in the summary that will be shown on the front page of the website. And we have a title. We're ready to go. We're ready to publish. I'm going to go ahead. You'll see down here at the bottom, you can choose between publishing a draft article, which just saves all your work, but doesn't actually push it out live to the website. Or you can publish an article. Today's Monday. We're going to go ahead, update, and view, and publish it. And then copy the link, which is up here. This is the URL. Just going to copy that. And then we're going to go back immediately and edit the article again in order to add that link to the summary, as I promised you earlier we would be doing. So here it says, click here to read more. So we actually have to add that link here. So you highlight the text, so we're going to add the link. You come up here and you select Hyperlink Manager, and then you just simply paste the URL there, and we want to track the number and log the user, hit OK, and we should be all good to go. I'll come down here and say I want to update again in view, and this is the page. It looks pretty darn good, and I'll read it more carefully here in a minute. And then also you can see here on the front page in CSA News, this is just the summary, and then if you click here you get the entire interview. Okay, so it should all be good to go. I'm going to send you an email here in just a minute with a link to this video, and you can let Claire know that her profile is up and ready to be viewed. And I'll also go promote this on Facebook and Twitter. Okay? Talk to you soon, David.